Well, I'm in a car now. I had an interesting side diversion. I was hoping to feel better by the afternoon a few days ago, and I did not. I was feeling worse and worse as the day went on, and I made it to Highway 44, and I contacted my mom, and she was nice enough to pick me up, and now she's dropping me off back at the trail. I took a couple days, and I feel a lot better now than I did before, so I think it was the right thing to do. I think those antibiotics took way more out of me than I had anticipated, but I needed to get back out on the trail and prove that to myself because I was getting stir crazy from the time I did take off. So doing a couple days and seeing that, man, I was not getting any better. It was necessary. I would have gone nuts if I'd tried to take 2 more days off before, but needed to do it. Back out here feeling a lot better, and I am about to head back out on the trail. It's the afternoon, and I normally wouldn't start this segment because it's a long, like 34-mile segment to Burney, and it's all exposed, but it's going to be less than 90 degrees, I believe, today, and there is a breeze. So I'm gonna do it and hike this afternoon, and then hike a little bit into the evening, and find myself a camp spot and finish it out tomorrow. Water's a challenge, but it sounds like the water cache that's along the way is there, so I can probably get a little fill up there, but I'm gonna bring enough with me that I don't need to rely on it, because as I've said before, I don't rely on water caches. Excited to get back out here and make it over to I-5 and a little stop along Burney Falls along the way. This old lava tube brings back a lot of memories for me. I used to come here when I was 12, 13, and come through these caves. Sometimes I'd go through them without a light, sometimes with a light, but it was a lot of fun place to come when you're a kid. Caves are always good for young boys, and it was cool to actually come here and go through it again. I don't think I'm going to cross back through. I'll probably take the trail above back, because I've been here enough. I know the drill. But good little stop. Have the water, and I am going to get back going down the trail. I decided to hike into the evening and got here about 9 at the water cache, and the tank is full, so that's helpful. I had enough to make it the rest of the way, but it's always nice to have a nice water cushion. Made it a little over 16 miles to here, so that's pretty good. I think I have 18 to Burney tomorrow, so not too bad. Still need to eat and get ready for bed, and I'm ready for that. I don't like night hiking as much as I do early morning hiking, so I'm ready to settle down. I keep having some cows out there that seem to be interested in my tent, that keep coming over near it, and I hear them clomping around, so hopefully I don't wake up with them nibbling at my tent or something. Don't know what they really want from me. No. Good night, cows. I was going to sleep in an extra half hour this morning, but the scrub jays were having none of it. They insisted repeatedly that I get up, so I got up. I think they're happy now. The minute I got up, they stopped squawking at me, so must have been what they wanted. I feel pretty good this morning, rested, and much better than my first attempt at returning to the trail. It's funny that you don't know how well or badly you're feeling sometimes, except in the perspective of hindsight. So when I went back out to the trail in Chester, I may have been doing 60%, which, was 3 times better than the 20% I was doing before, so I felt good. But feeling how I feel now, I'm not even close to where I was in Chester. A lot better, so I guess I wasn't ready, but I needed to go out and find out, otherwise that would have driven me crazy. Well, I'm gonna try to get into Burney today, and I may even do a little side trip into the Burney Mountain Ranch and see if they have something interesting to eat. It's cool now, but I could tell it's gonna heat up a little bit later. But should be a good hiking day. While I was in Redding, I did switch out my shoes. I could start to tell that the other ones were failing. You start getting foot pain different than the foot pain you had before. So I knew they were wearing out and needed to be replaced. The challenge was getting the proper shoes. Ultra, their 3.5 line is the one I've been using. I've been using the 3.5 Superiors, and they fit really well and were great. But can't get them anymore. I did find one pair online that I ordered and I'm having shipped, but wasn't going to be there in time. And I had tried out the Superior 4.0s, their new version, before I started the hike, and they seemed to fit, but that's before I had experienced feet and knew what a proper fit really was. And they don't fit the same at all. They're a completely different shoe. So I thought, what am I going to do there? I ended up going to a store there in Redding and trying out the Lone Peak 4.0s. And sure enough, they basically copied the Superior 3.5s, and they're now the Lone Peak 4.0s. So they have almost the same fit and as the other ones, whereas the Lone Peaks and the 3.5 didn't fit me at all. I found out from the stores that I spoke to that this is a problem with Ultra. They like to radically make differences, which tells me someone needs to go back to marketing and figure out that you shouldn't change your line like that, because I was thinking I was going to need to leave the brand entirely because it fits so poorly, but it was just another shoe. So if you have to change your shoes midstream, so to speak, and you have ultras, then keep that in mind. They sometimes mix it up a little bit too much, but wearing these Lone Peak 4.0s, and they're feeling pretty good. They feel like my superiors did. This terrain is very familiar to me. I grew up with this kind of sparse fields with trees every once in a while and lava rock you're going across on the ground. Very familiar. I can definitely see why people don't like it though. The rock heats up too, but fortunately today is probably mid-high 90s. Make that mid-high 80s. Luckily it's not in the 90s, so for this area, not too bad. It's exposed, but there's a little bit of a breeze and there is not too much heat, so I will take that. It's kind of a cool nostalgia trip to go through here though. I'm still looking forward to getting to Burney Falls, because when you're doing a nostalgia trip, cooler and more water is always better. I finally got to the first good of running water, and it's cold, so I'm enjoying sitting here and cameling up before I head on. Luckily the water is more frequent for at least a little bit through a lake that's here in the area, although I'd rather have the stream water, and through Burney Falls, so it'd be a good rest here to cool down a little bit. The minute I said it wasn't that hot today, it started heating up, so it heard me, I think. But I'm in a section with more trees now, so I think I've gotten through the worst of it, and moving on to the next section. I decided to take this side route to this Burney Mountain Guest Ranch. It says cold drink, so I thought, you know what? I'm kind of super thirsty. Maybe I could get a Gatorade there, which would be good. Or maybe something to eat. I've heard good things about it, so I figure it's worth taking a look. And let's see, I think I've got some more signage here. No alcohol or drugs permitted on property. Well, that shouldn't be a problem.
You put her down without letting her know? No, or he? The first one. I mean, that's...
They're not my typical flavors, but beggars can't be choosers. It's a cold drink. That was an interesting diversion. Got some drinks and snacks and made that my lunch. I got a little bit of a charge on my equipment too while I was waiting there, and nice place. You can stay there. You can even get like bunks, I guess, and you can buy into dinner and breakfast. They have an honor system where you just grab a piece of paper and log whatever things you eat and drink and do, and just square with them up with them at the end. So that's kind of cool. Be a good place to stay, but I haven't got enough miles done today as far as I'm concerned, and it's only about 2:30, so I got more daylight, so I want to get farther down the trail and get some more miles under my belt. So I'll figure out another place to stay. I'm about 1.5 miles from a campground I'm gonna camp at. From yesterday and before, I realized that I really am not a big fan of hiking after like 7 p.m. So if I can get to where I'm gonna get set up by 7 p.m., that's good. I just seem to tire out a little bit more in the evening, but I do better if I get up earlier. So I should probably, if I want to do 30 plus mile days, start getting up a little bit earlier. But I intentionally didn't want to push myself coming back out on the trail. So at least I think the campground has water and everything, pit toilets and the like. And tomorrow I will hit Burney Falls first thing in the morning, because I think it's less than 2 miles away, or maybe even closer than that. But be good to sit down and relax for the evening. Man, I really tossed and turned last night. I don't feel like I got great sleep at all, but I can always take a nap later with my cool thermarest I've brought. So that's something to look forward to. But right now, I am cruising over to Burney Falls to check those out again. They are pretty cool. I wonder if they'll be full more this year because of all the rainfall. Probably. The falls are always beautiful. I'm glad I camped before them, because I was seriously thinking, well, I've seen them enough times. I don't need to make the side trip and go see those again. But that's what you say when you're at the end of the day and tired. At the beginning of the day, I had no problem going there. So I'm glad I camped and got to experience them again. But now I'm going to move on and see something I've not seen, which is Lake Britain Dam. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I like seeing new things. It is warm out today, and it's not even 11 a.m. Luckily there's some forest every once in a while, but there's a lot of this exposed ridgeline. The lizards seem to love it. But I guess I'm not a lizard. Whew, it's got a long, like 8.5 mile climb too. So all that nice flat ground I've been dealing with is officially over, and I get to do hills again. So, whew, kind of fun stuff. It's supposedly a dry section, which it is, but there's water ever so often, you know, every 5 to 8 miles, so that's not too bad a problem. If you've gone through the desert section, this doesn't present much of a worry, but whew, it is hot. Hey, little dear. Hi. All of the trees in this area have moss growing on them. I don't think there's a tree that doesn't. Kind of an interesting look. This section could be annoying. It is overrun with thick brush coming over the trail. Some of it's hard to push through and grabs your backpack, and you have to get a running start on some of it to get through it. And it's humid. I was not expecting that. My tent was wet this morning in the area I camped, and it's been muggy all morning. Would be bad, except the views have been beautiful. The wildflowers have been beautiful, and now I've just seen a mountain brown bunny, so things are overall looking up in this section. I just hit the 1,000-mile mark, which is, I don't know, hard to fathom. I'm actually at mile 1451, but since I have to go back and finish the Sierras, everything I do is shifted a little bit, but still 1,000 miles nonetheless. It's worth celebrating. I don't have anything to celebrate with, but I'll do that later. I still can't believe that in July we still have snow in Northern California going over the trail. It's not a lot, but still surprising. The day was going pretty well, but I started peeing reddish brown again. So apparently the one-time thing that happened to me back in Chester has come back. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of depressing. I feel good now. I mean, I'm gonna do a 30+ mile day today. And I feel great. I don't feel bad at all. But still, it is not normal. So I'm gonna have to get it checked out, which is part of what's sad, because I don't really have a lot of extra days to spare, because I'm running out of time to finish everything and get up to northern Washington before it starts dumping snow on me. But I guess better safe than sorry. So I'm probably gonna lose some days to that. I'll tell you one thing. I am not going to let any doctors prescribe antibiotics just in case. Those things tore me up. If they can show, hey, oh yeah, you've got a UTI or something that requires antibiotics, that'll do. But otherwise, I don't want to touch those things. And that took me down for quite a while. And I'm feeling 100% now, and I like feeling 100%. Well, I am probably about 5 or 6 miles from where I'm going to camp, and it's next to the McLeod River, which, aside from this latest development, is exciting. I used to play in and around the McLeod River when I was a kid, a branch north of here, but that's actually where I did my first river crossings when I was a little kid, just for fun. So it's cool to see things that you recognize. After this camp, in order to get out of here by the end of the day tomorrow, I have another 30-mile day. So I'm going to try to push and get it done so I can get out of the mountains. Hopefully I don't have any worse problems until then. Unfortunately, I started peeing blood again. So that can't be good. But one of the reasons I was pushing ahead was I did see that this ash camp that I'm coming up to has a trailhead. So I don't know if it's dirt road or paved road, but I might be able to get out that way instead of trying to hike the rest of the way out to I-5, because I'm kind of concerned. The last time I hit this point, I was only a mile from the freeway, so it worked out. But now I'm over 30 miles, and I don't know if it's a good idea to go into the middle of that and try to make it out the other side, because I could do it in one day, but with the way I am, I don't know if I should be pressing to do it in one day, so then that stretches out over multiple days. Might be better just to see if I can get out of the trailhead. Won't know till I get there. So another 1.5 miles and I'm ready to be done, because not feeling the greatest. Legs are fine, but other parts are not. After I got to Ash Camp last night, I set up in a hurry because the mosquitoes were hungry for my blood, and I don't think I have any to spare. But got in there, texted with my girlfriend and mother via my Garmin. This is coming in handy. And coordinated a pickup. We had to wait till the morning to verify with a Forest Service person for this area, because apparently the road north and south of here is closed due to the storm washing out a portion of the road and being unsafe for vehicles. So I'm surprised. I thought it was dirt, but apparently it's paved all the way out here, which is nice. So I have to walk out a ways to get past the closure, and then my mom's boyfriend is gonna come give me a ride out of here, as he's closer right now. I think I found the barricade. That should be effective. I'll have to admit that I'm more than a little annoyed with this turn of events. It's no fun to have your body doing one thing when you want to do another, especially since I feel pretty good. My legs are a little tired from I don't know, 31-mile day, but I felt good coming into camp and I feel good now. So what gives? But I'm trying to be prudent here and not do the stupid things that my 23-year-old self would have done, which is, forget it. It'll work itself out. Get a Band-Aid. But still kind of annoying. But the nice part is, I think I'm actually going to be able to get to see Lake McCloud. So I wouldn't have seen that if I hadn't taken this side trip.